What is it about Southampton that I can't beat them? Another offside that I didn't know! Welcome back to Tottenham Career Mode. We're in Season 2, Episode 3, and we are finishing out the transfer window today, along with doing a couple of games kind of in the middle that seem to just happen to interrupt the transfer window, which is why you're really here. In this episode, we'll be playing away at Southampton and at home to Leicester City, in and amongst the rest of the transfer options we have going on. I am looking for possibly just bringing in a backup winger of some sort. Here's what my short list looks like now. I have Jota that we still have from last episode that we scouted. I also added Rafinha as an option on the right side because I do believe Bale's getting a little up there in age, and Rafinha might be a great option for rotation and to bring off the bench to have that extra little bit of speed that Gareth Bale's lost as he's getting a little bit older. There's a couple other guys that I want to bring in to at least look at. I want to look at Giovanni Reyna. Honestly, he's more of a scout for possibly the next series that we're doing, but he's cool. He's on the Ultimate Team list for future stars, so I figured he would be worth looking at. And also we have Todd Cantwell, who our great viewer, Chris, told me in the last episode that this would be a good option. Stumbled over that sentence a little bit, but it's okay. It's late at night, and I just had espresso, and that was probably a poor life choice. A good life choice, however, would be you subscribing to the channel, so make sure you do that. Make sure you're liking and commenting on the video so YouTube shows this to more people that like Tottenham career modes or other FIFA career modes. And make sure you hit that notification bell so that you can get notified every time that we have a new episode pop up. First things first, though, while we're waiting on some other things to come in, and also while we're waiting for a lot of deadwood at the club to get sold, hopefully that happens. We could use a lot of space because I think, for example, I think I checked last and we have like 11 center backs at the club between the ones that are out on loan and the ones that are still here. Got a lot of those, so there's a lot of deadwood to get rid of and a lot of people to sell, so hopefully that happens. While we're waiting on that, let's actually kick off this episode with a trip to Southampton. Let's go. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and we'll actually skip the lineups that we've been doing for the past couple of seasons and go straight to the action because y'all know this lineup has been a bogey lineup for me the past couple of seasons. I've not done well against Southampton for some reason, and hopefully I'll do a little bit better this time. They're 18th in the league right now, so not the best of starts for Southampton, whereas we've won both of our matches. So thankfully we have a better start than they do. Let's keep that going as we start to get a little bit farther ahead. Try to stay patient. Bergwijn's working the middle here. Passes it back to Kane. There's a little bit of space down the middle. Try to take it over to Ndombele, who gets that down to back to Kane actually. Reguilon gets it. We're going to go back to Kane and cut that in. Oh, great save, but he... Oh, I thought that was in. I thought he got the rebound off that. Outside of the net for Harry Kane. Could have been better. Yeah, that was a hard shot to wrap your foot around. We'll go out wide and be a little bit patient. Have Kane playing more of a center forward position. Lubaka gets it away from him, and Ings could be away. Skriniar tackles him well. And this might be us in for the goal. Let's cut that back in and whip it around the goalkeeper. Oh, great save by Sells. GG's to you. We still have the ball, so we still have pressure on Southampton. Ricardo Pereira works it back inside to Zakaria. I'm trying to see the space, trying to cut it in. Maybe get it over to Son, who does well to grab that. I thought Kane was offside. I tried to get fancy with it. Did one pass too many, and Southampton are away. Kappa gets back over to the right wing. And are they going to do anything? They seem to be working the left side of my defense over here. I'm trying real hard not to foul. Bertrand gets it over me, and if this... Oh, that nearly looked familiar, except Strakosha was able to get the save before Ings got his foot to the shot. This really looks like it might be our first goal. If Son can get it around him, he can't do it. They are holding strong at the back. They know what we like to do, and we're going to have to change up, and that's a classic overcommitment on my part. And our nemesis for this entire series, Danny Ings, puts it past Strakosha for a 1-0 lead for Southampton. The Saints go marching past my defense, and yeah, He just broke down, and that's a goal that I deserve to give away. You're not going to... Ings isn't going to be missing too many of those. 1-0 Southampton, and I'm in a hole. And that turned out to be how we ended the half. 1-0 Southampton. Not much analysis there. I need to widen this thing up and see if we can get past their defense. We need these points. And we did end up making that adjustment at the half. We're back to a 4-3-3. Just getting a little congested with their center backs. They were doing real well to keep our counter and have that key tackle or interception here and there and everywhere. Widening it up, hopefully we'll break up some space and get us back in this game. I saw the run, but Ndombele stopped what he was doing. Pablo has it. Southampton just dink it over. Militao has a great interception there. We'll see if we can get this forward. I see the run by Son, and this might be us in if I can get some help out here. Son's by himself in the offense. I see the cut in there. I'm going to see if I can get it on Lo Celso's foot, and he kicks it out of the stadium. Trying to work around over here. I'm seeing runners. Like, I'm seeing a lot of guys that are almost running in. I may have to pull off a worldie here. Kane goes from out of the box. And he also proceeds to kick it out of the stadium. Not what you want to see. Our normally clinical front three had not been good. Off of an interception, Son gets around his man. Can I cut this in? Yes, maybe. Great pass picked up by Heung-min Son to find Harry Kane in the middle. I kind of just passed it, hoping that something would happen, and something did happen. Kane equalizes for us in the 70th minute. Again, a great assist off the left wing. Great wing play by Son there. And tight quarters to get that shot in there, but Kane does well. Rising shot just past Sells, 1-1, and we still have a chance to get this winner. After that goal, we had one more adjustment. I brought on Tonali as he immediately loses a header to Ings. I brought on Tonali and brought my wings a little farther inside. So we're playing the 4-3-2-1 now. See if we can focus that attack a little bit more to get that winner. Lo Celso gets it. Great tackle by Lo Celso, and if Son would take his space, that's not what you want to see. Son had acres of space in front of him and didn't take it. Son, you should know better than that. And honestly, Bergwijn should have known better than to pass it there too. The last 15 minutes of the match, I'm hoping something works out a little bit better for me. Oh, they were nearly in there. Oh, stop doing dumb stuff, me. Castillejo has it. And lucky bounce off of an interception. Sees Origi shooting past Strakosha for a 2-1 lead. What is it about Southampton that I can't beat them? Or can't hold a sheet against them? Oh, come on. Come on. He's clinical when he gets it, but the build-up play could not have been luckier. Strakosha probably could have done a little bit better with that too. 2-1, and I'm back in a hole. I got to pull a draw out of this. Had 10 minutes left, and we had the classic. We're starting to have the classic AI are just holding the ball now. I'm going to have to get away from him. El Yunusi comes off for Southampton, trying to see who comes in. De Jong? Not sure which De Jong it is, but not Frankie, I can tell you that much. Diallo has it. Bloops it back over to Castillejo. Skriniar does well to block that shot. And we got to work this forward in a hurry. 85th minute. Lo Celso gets forward to Kane, who I saw the run by Tonali, and I was trying to get it down to Tonali, but EA wouldn't let me kick it over to Tonali. Reguilon gets forward. I'm going to hoof it forward here. And Son found some space in the middle. And off the great cross by Reguilon, we're going to at least get a draw out of this match. We're getting away with one here. Reguilon with the great driven cross down. Gets it past Sells again. Do we have enough time for a third? That would be great. But as it stands, I've pulled a point out of my, well, you know. We're YOLOing our defense here. 4 minutes of injury time, as Castillejo has it. I went to ultra attacking, so there should be some pressure right here if I can get it around him. Skriniar gets hit away from Origi, and this could be it. I see the run by Son. Didn't quite get there in time. This is now or never. I'm gonna pass it forward to Lo Celso to see what we can do with this. We're in the 18-yard box. Gonna try to cut that into Ndombele. Cut that back to yeah. A very delayed call. Ndombele, you're supposed to pass that to Lo Celso, not Kane. That was our one chance. This might still be another chance. Yeah, okay, it's over. Another offside that I didn't do. 7th minute out of 4 for injury time. Win this header. Okay, and that's going to be the end of the match. 2-2 draw to Southampton, who continue to just irk me. I can't seem to get past them without some sort of struggle. We did pull a point out of the bag, so it's not all is not lost, but still, that was a very winnable game, and I'm a little disappointed. Let's go back to the transfer window and let's see what we can finish up. After that match, we have a weird email that comes in for us. Manchester City are trying to loan in Serge Aurier for some reason. That seems weird for a team that I thought had Kyle Walker and João Cancelo. They're trying to bring in a third right back. They must have either loaned or sold one of those two, or maybe at this point Kyle Walker retired. I'm not sure. At any rate, I only have 2 right backs, so I can't afford to give up Aurier, who's my only other right back besides Ricardo Pereira. So that'd be a big nope for me. In fact, it would do me probably a good deal to try to get a third right back in here. I have so many other depth and other positions that I probably couldn't hurt to try to get some other stuff going on. Do a quick train there. That'll be the last train before our match against Leicester. We'll see what other kind of emails come in or some transfer offers. A lot came in. That's 9 different emails. Oh, good. We got some transfer offers coming in. We have a transfer offer from Tondela. I believe that's Portugal. They're interested in signing a Yelma for £1.4 million. I am more than welcome to let that happen. We do have another offer in for Giovanni Lo Celso to Manchester United. I'm not interested in strengthening a side within the Premier League. No, we won't be doing that. We won't even be entertaining any offers for like 150 or more. It's just not going to happen. So that's one of the other emails. And the rest of them, it looks like we have a lot of matches rescheduled. That's good to see, because that tells me we have had our Europa League probably drawn. I'm going to look at the calendar real quick, because I want to see if that is indeed what happened. And it is. I'm seeing some matches for Europa League, so I want to see what is going on with that. So let's go check that out real quick. And our group for Europa League is, all due respect to them, easy. We have AZ from the Dutch League, we have Anderlecht from the Belgian League, and we have Victoria Pleasant, I believe. I don't know where they're from. Let me check that real quick. They are from the Czech Republic, so we have 3 teams in our group from the Dutch League, the Belgian League, and the Czech Republic League. Again, all due respect, I'm calling that as a group win. I could not be happier with that group draw. That is amazing. That puts us on a great track to get into the knockouts and even further into Europa. I just want to take a quick look at some of the other groups we have in here, because I want to see if there's like a group of death or something. Upon looking through all the different groups, there really isn't a group of death in Europa this year. There's a pretty big gap between the good teams and the teams that you would expect to just be happy to be there. We'll say it that way. But, as seen before, we tend to not do well against some teams we should be beating. Derby! Derby's going to be a meme for this thing at this point. Dinkelberg! Anyway, not much else happened in the transfer window. We did, thankfully, find our Europa draw. I'm going to go ahead and get ready to go against Leicester. Why are you wearing your maroon kits? I want you to wear your blue kits. I don't believe I'm going to be rotating too terribly much. I might rotate a little bit. This might be a game to go wider against them. Will end up doing that. I think I will, actually. I'm going to go ahead and change these kits, and we will see you next in this match against Leicester. Our lineup for this match is pretty heavily rotated. We have Strakosha at the back with Aurier, Zakaria, Upamecano makes his debut, and Reguilon at the left flank. We have Szoboszlai, Ndombele, and Lo Celso as our mid three with Gareth Bale, Harry Kane, and Heung-min Son, who has scored 3 goals in 3 games for us. So he's actually on pace for 38 goals in the Premier League is not bad. On the bench, we also had a couple other players. We had like a couple of different prospects on the bench too for us to potentially start. Leicester City still have Schmeichel at the back with Mrt, Maksimovic, Koundé, and Shaw as their back 4. Camavinga, Ndidi, and Veerman as their mid 3 with Perez, Weghorst, and Barnes up top. Taking a quick look at their bench, they still have Demarai Gray and Gonzalo Higuain. I believe that's a fresh signing, so we may end up seeing him. That's an interesting signing for them. A little slow, but he's deadly if you give him room. Let's not give him room. Let's bounce back after that draw against Southampton, and let's get all 3 points. Looking to push forward immediately off kickoff. And if not for a block by, I'm not sure who that was, but if not for a block, Szoboszlai was in for a goal. That shadow's kind of messing with me a little bit. That block did well for us, and we are back in business. Kane has the ball from Ndombele. Looking to get forward here. There isn't much help, which is a bit annoying. Can I thread the needle there? No, I probably shouldn't have tried to do that. Leicester starts working down the left wing over to Shaw, who gets inside the Barnes, and we could be in trouble. They're pressuring my 18-yard box. Veerman has it, tries to shoot. Zakaria ends up with the ball, and Leicester are immediately back down the right side themselves. Jose Perez has it, and my defense is in all sorts of shambles. Zakaria saves me, thankfully, and we are end to end, aren't we? Son is back forward, and he might be looking to. Can we get some space? Maybe cut that in. Yes, Szoboszlai, can he get his first goal for us? There's still a chance, but not if you're going to be passing like that.
Joey Fairman. And he's broken free. The goal for 1-0, and that changes the
And as we were trying to get back and follow all the runners of Leicester, they get us. Same as last match, an overcommitment on my part, and a shambles of a defense trying to rush back. Yeah, I believe that was Upamecano, seeing him back on, keeping Weghorst on side, actually. We have another hole to dig ourselves out of. 1-0 Leicester. Off a sliding tackle by Zakaria. We are moving farther forward. Kane is not seeing much space available to him. Bale makes his first touch of the match. Tries to get around Shaw. Isn't terribly successful, but he does manage to keep the ball, which helps. Kane has it, and Leicester defense has clamped me down in the middle there. I got to get creative somehow. There's the space I was looking for, and is that Giovanni Lo Celso gets his first goal of the season? I believe that's his first goal of the season. Just like us, there's a bit of an overcommitment on their part, and that gave us just enough space to get the shot to Lo Celso, who eases it around Kasper Schmeichel. Does well outside of the foot to get the curve around the goalkeeper, and that's 1-1 in the 39th minute. A little bit of a sigh of relief. Did really well there. They tried to clamp us down in the middle, but patience was the key, and that gets Lo Celso his first goal of the season. Let's keep pushing forward, shall we? Switch of the play over to the left wing where Aurier crashed in again. No matter how much training I give him, he keeps doing that. Weghorst has it, the goal scorer for Leicester, trying to work around Zakaria, who is all over him like a blanket, forcing him to pass back out to Shaw and back over inside to Barnes. We end up with a double team on Barnes. Great tackle by Zakaria to force a corner. Who's that taking it? I'm not sure who that is. That's Camavinga taking it. He goes for the edge of the box. Their touch is poor, and that ends the half for us. 1-1. 4-3-3 is kind of working for us, kind of not working for us. We need to keep pushing. So at the half, the only change of the lineup is now we switched Szoboszlai and Son. So Son's actually playing at center forward now, and Szoboszlai is out on the left wing, which is his secondary position he can play. Seeing if I can get the clinical finishing on the inside, see if we can see this game off. As it stands now, we can't get the ball off Leicester. Saw the space there. Camavinga almost gets it around him. Waiting for the cutback with Weghorst. He didn't. He passes it back out to Yossi. And the little header just dinks over Strakosha, and I can't believe it, too. Okay, first goal was fine. That one's not good to give up. Upamecano's got to do a little bit better than that. I forgot to put his training regimen onto where he's works a little bit harder on the defensive front, and you hate to see that. Just a little header just kind of guides it over Strakosha. 2-1 Leicester, and time to make some changes. Immediately, the changes I will be making is I'm going to be bringing on Bergwijn for Gareth Bale, see if we can get that extra speed on the outside, get a little bit more fresh legs, and other than that, I'd given up all my spots for prospects. So Bergwijn, it's all up to you. See if we can open up that right wing and see if we can get back in this match. Looks like we're going to have to pull out another point. Son is scooting way far forward, gets around his man. Schmeichel's trying to get around and saves it well. But Kane can't curb his run over to the left enough to catch the rebound. Leicester back over on the right wing. This must be my bogey team episode. Be playing Southampton and Leicester. No! I over-rotated. Over-rotated the side, and it bit me hard. The through ball over to Harvey Barnes. Squirts past Aurier, who just watched it, quite frankly. Yep. Yeah, he just watched it pass him, and that's a 2-goal lead for Leicester. It's going to be our first loss of the season. And there's too much pace on that for Strakosha to have any shot at that.
I'm not sure their opponents seem to have the answer, to be honest. They can't seem to get a foothold in this game.
My defense is shambles again, and Strakosha has to make another brilliant save for me. Corner for Leicester, and it must be a sharpness thing, or it must be a rotation thing, but I've never felt in control of this match. Strakosha, please go get that. There's 10 minutes left, and we're going to see if we can... Oh, come on. Weghorst tries to get his hat trick. Again, not to disrespect them, but these are matches that a team with title-winning aspects should be winning. And they're just... All they have to do now is just hold the ball away from me. There's only a minute left in injury time. I'm not going to get the ball back. See, I can't even finish off tackles. I might as well give Weghorst his hat trick at this point, just for the giggles. 3-1 Leicester, and that is some Season 1 form on our part. We're getting booed out of the stadium by our own fans, and I don't think that they're overreacting. That was a miserable performance. And if anything, I've learned my lesson once again to not over-rotate. Let's go finish out this transfer window, see if we can bring in another player, and see if we can improve our spirits. And the good news keeps piling up. Timothy Yoma has rejected his move to Tondela because they couldn't agree to terms. Wonderful! Have fun sitting on my bench because you're not going to be getting any time here anytime soon. Sorry, sir, that's just not going to be something that's on the cards. We're coming up to transfer deadline day. West Brom they sign Axel Disasi, and we are officially in the transfer deadline day. I'm going to go back to my transfer hub, see if we got anything close to a full scouting report on these couple extra guys. We don't know enough about Cantwell to bring him in, and I know we're not going to know enough about Reina to bring him in either. So our two options are to bring in Rafinha on the right side or Jota for some help over on the left side. I'm leaning towards Rafinha because he will help replace Gareth Bale over there, whereas someone like Jota would be stuck behind Heung-min Son, which, I don't really want that. I want to check how much money I have. We have 42. So we could still bring him in. I'm going to go back to the transfer hub. I'm going to see if I can sign Rafinha, see if they're going to be willing to come down any. We're not supposed to show or offer too much more than evaluation, so we might be able to work something out here. Or maybe we can offer a player swap the other direction. What kind of wingers do we have? Would you take Gareth Bale as an option? We'll do Gareth Bale plus 35? Or, yeah, 35. They'll bring it up to 48. Would you be willing to work there and take Gareth Bale the other direction? They want Højbjerg plus an extra 36. No, you're not going to get... No, that's not going to work out for you. But I do know now that they want a center mid, so we could possibly work something out that way. I could send Zoboslai, but he's a decent backup cam. But he may be expendable once we get Dele Alli back. I'm going to see if they'll take Kang-in Lee. Take Kang-in Lee plus the 36 million. That's my offer up to 51. We'll see if they're willing to work from there. They want Kang-in Lee plus 54. I actually can't afford that. And that's just not going to be something that I can do at all. I think the highest I want to go is 40. Yeah, highest I want to go is 40. Actually, no, I'm going to take that down to 38. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do our little magic touch. Hold that all the way up. We're going to do a last season exploit of the game. Add an extra sell-on clause and see if they'll work there. Are you willing to play, Leeds? They don't want to do a sell-on clause, and they're only doing 54 million. I can't afford that. Guys, I'm going to propose a new transfer fee again. I'm going to offer 40 because I'll need to sign him too, or I'll need to sign him to terms. Will you take 40? Take it or leave it. You're going to need a little time. Okay, so that may or may not work. So our next idea, could we bring on Jota? He has high work rates, and he's a solid player. I could conceivably play Son on the right side if I needed to. Let's see who all I do have on the left side. I'm starting to lose track because I have so many other options. So for players who can play on the left, I do have Heung-min Son. Steven Bergwijn is technically able to play on the left side as well. And the other option, so I have Adam Armstrong I could take out to the right side if I needed to. The only actual right wing options would be Jack Clark, Shiloh Tracy, and the obvious one, Gareth Bale. So here's what I could conceivably do. I can sign Jota, depending on how the Rafinha deal does. I want to at least give myself the option. So we're going to go in here. We're going to see if we can work out a deal for Jota. Hello, can I have another one of your players after you sold me Upamecano? I'm going to offer them the same deal that I offered for Rafinha. We're going to go down here and see if we can send... Where are you? While they're thinking about it, they're not going to let me send Kang-in Lee over. So we could possibly send... I don't want to send Ollie Skip. Or Franks. Here's what we're going to do. I'm just going to offer them straight up 45 million pounds. And we're going to see what they're willing to do. As my voice cracks, we're going to do that. Offer a sell-on clause and see if they're willing to work with anything there. They also want Højbjerg, who's going to be out for 2 months. Højbjerg plus 28 million pounds seems intriguing, but I can't do that. In good conscience, I can't do that. That's 63 million overall. They do want a midfielder. So I could offer them Franks, who is supposed to be really good for him in the future, but doesn't matter to us, it's the final season. Gonna change the transfer fee up to 40 million. So, or 45. We'll go 45 plus Astor Franks and see if they're willing to work with me there. They don't want him, and they want 59 million for Jota, which I can't afford. I can maybe do that, and I don't know if I'd be able to pay Jota, frankly. Offer a player swap the other direction. We do have a surplus of center backs. Would you work with me there? I could send back Joe Rodon. Although they probably won't do anything with me there. Nah. I won't be able to afford him. The only choice we have is to cross our fingers and see if Leeds will sell us Rafinha. I don't know enough about these other two guys to be able to see if we could do anything with that. A little bit sad. Wonder if we can work with anything here. We could bring in Riyad Mahrez. I'm gonna shortlist him. That might not be a terrible option. Could bring him on as a surplus for me. Let me look at these and see if I can add anyone else at right back. Right wing. So I looked through for players that I already had scouted or that were already in just the game in general for full scouted. Couple options. You saw Mahrez from earlier. Hirving Lozano might be an interesting idea. He does have a couple. He has a couple of different traits, like the outside the foot shot and everything. Most importantly, I like his speed. He's fast. He's very, very fast, and that could be a really good option to bring off the bench to really kind of stick it to teams right at the end of the match. I do also like his work rates, which he has high attacking work rates. Might depend on the money options for either side. Hirving Lozano is cheaper, therefore more realistic. I'm going to take Jota off because that's just not going to work out for me this time. Of course, this all depends on what Leeds say with Rafinha. If they come back and say they'll take the deal for Rafinha, then these two would be a surplus. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go forward a couple hours in the transfer window. We're going to go forward an hour and we're going to see what happens. We may also cut some dead wood from the club and bring some more money in. Let's see. Good news. Yay. They want King Lee plus 54 million. I'm not going to be able to afford that. I'm going to have to reject that. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to take him off my short list. It was a good idea, but it's not going to work out for me. So it looks like the two possible options to bring in on the right side to bolster over there are going to be Riyad Mahrez and Hirving Lozano. Again, depending on what we have going on with some other players that get sold. I'm going to go ahead and advance another hour. I can see an email and we'll see what happens there. We have a transfer offer for Adam Armstrong, which is great for me. Lazio want him for 14.5 million. I'm going to go in and negotiate that real quick. See if they'll give me similar money to what... Oh, I hit the accept button. Oh well. I was gonna see if they'd be willing to do the same 19.5 that wasn't Benfica. I forget which team that was. Sporting. I think it was Sporting. The same number that they were going to do. We'll see. No other emails coming in. Advance forward another one. Immobile went from Man City to Barcelona for 98 million pounds. Okay. Oh! And Aston Villa actually just signed Weghorst, who we played against with Leicester. They just signed him from Leicester. I'll have to see how much that is, or how much that deal is. Hold on, let me check that, because that's curious to me. They just bought him for 23 million pounds from Leicester. Okay, Aston Villa. Maybe Aston Villa will be my new bogey team. We'll advance forward another hour. I see another email coming in, and we'll see what that's all about. Armstrong has been sold to Lazio. That's another 10 million pounds in our budget. That actually helps out a lot. I wish I would have known that before. Is that 52 million for me? That's 52 million pounds, and that does open up some extra options for us. So I will go ahead and see if there's anyone else that I could possibly look at. The only other option I could see is maybe Lucas Ocampos. I don't think that would actually work out for us. Jota, we won't be able to sign, unfortunately, because we rejected the deal. I had a cheeky idea to maybe sign Lionel Messi, but that's just, no. He's not going to leave Barcelona to come to Tottenham. That I can tell you. Anything interesting? Nothing that just tickles my fancy. I'll go for it another couple hours, see if anything else comes in. 900 million pounds so far this transfer window, and Ndombele is offered for again, this time by Juventus for 82.8 million pounds. Oh, I wonder if that's a good option. No. And Ndombele is going nowhere. He's been great for me in the middle. I will go for one more hour. We'll get one more email in, and then we'll see if we can get this last deal done. Gareth Bale transfer offer. That's good. Monaco want him for 13.2 million pounds. I will negotiate it. Actually, no, I'm not going to negotiate it. I'm going to accept that offer at face value. We'll see if he wants to go over there. And now, with that possibly going through, I'll go forward one more hour. We do pass the 1 billion pound mark for this transfer window. We'll do one more, leave ourselves with 1 hour left. and we won't be able to use any Gareth Bale money, unfortunately. So that may see him staying with the club. I'm not sure how that works with the last hour. Nothing in the inbox, so I'm actually going to go to my transfer hub over here. I'm going to try Irving Lozano because I like his high work rate, and also that seems a little bit more realistic of an option than signing Riyad Mahrez from Manchester City. It seems smart to do that, to sign him from Manchester City, but it's just not realistic. Smart meaning that we would be weakening a rival. But let's strengthen ourselves instead. So let's go in for Irving Lozano. It says I can offer between 36 and 46. I'm going to try to get him around 40 if I can. It'd be nice to leave an extra 2 million or so just as a cheeky little, let's get that third guy in here. Because Irving Lozano will not go for what the board want me to do, which is to sign European players. Just going to offer a straight up fee of evaluation, or maybe a little bit below, and we'll see what they're willing to do with us. So we offered 34. In exchange, it seems they'd rather have Ryan Sessegnon and 16.7 million pounds. They want a winger. Maybe I can send a winger the other direction. I'm going to counter. We'll see if maybe they'll take Gareth Bale? Would you take Bale instead? I would do that and propose a transfer fee of 30 million pounds. So that brings us up to 43, and we'll see if they'd be willing to play with us there. What do you say, sir? Would you be willing to do that? They don't want him, so they want a straight-up deal of 38.5 million pounds with a sell-on clause of 5 million, or 5 million, of 5%. I'll accept that. I'll accept it. That's a good deal. That's a good deal. Irving Lozano will slot in ahead of Gareth Bale, and that is a good deal for us potentially. We're going to have to sign him straight away to a contract, and we'll see what he's willing to do. This is actually kind of exciting. We might actually get all of our deals done that we're wanting to get done. Good to see you both. Blah, 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 blah. He wants to be a rotation guy. I'm good with that because he's going to be a rotation guy. He's going to play a lot of Europa for us, and maybe some of the give some of our guys a break. Maybe play our starters in Europa, play him against some Premier League teams. We can agree to that. See what's the next deal. Really doesn't matter to me. 4 years? You want a 4-year deal? Yay, he wants a 4-year deal. Cool. I don't want to do any release clause, which is good for me. He wants basically the same wages he was on already. So 85,000 a week, 740,000 signing bonus. I'm going to edit the signing bonus. That's a lot. So I'm going to bring him down to 500, but I'm going to add a little bit extra bonus. For 15 appearances, I'm going to add in a $250,000 for you. What do you say to that? That's a good deal, and that's Irving Lozano and the club. And that sees me not needing Riyad Mahrez. Woohoo! Now, he is from Mexico, so while it is a good option, that ultimately doesn't fill out the board request from us. I'm going to look through here real quick, see if we can find someone inexpensive, relatively inexpensive. Banfield, no. Find someone relatively inexpensive. I do have a few million left. I might just need someone just to fill a spot for me, quite frankly. I'm looking through here. Oh. I'm doing this one for the memes. We're going to sign Tyrese Campbell for the memes. Not really for the memes. We're going to bring him on to, not appease, but do a little Easter egg for another guy that watches the channel. We're going to go buy him real quick. This is literally just to say hello to Ali, who likes to watch the channel. We're going to offer a transfer fee. There you go. We're going to offer him a little bit more than what he's worth. We're going to offer 7 million pounds. Boom. Welcome to the club, Tyrese Campbell. I don't know. We might get him to play every once in a while. Do I really need him? Absolutely not. But he's gonna fill out a spot for me, which is great. He's gonna fill out something the board want, and he wants a 3-year deal. That's fine. We'll accept that. No release clause. That's fine with me. And Financial terms. How do you feel about £30,000 a week? He wants 30. He wants 37. He'd settle for 37 when I offered him 30. I have the money and I need to fill out a board thing. Boom! Tyrese Campbell is now a Spur. Yay! So that fulfills the board objective for brand exposure, which is good. Good. Signed 3 players from Europe. We're working on the home stuff. That's great. Before we do anything else, let's look at the top deals, and that will be the end of this episode. The top deals from this window. Our biggest deal is Ciro Immobile, going from Man City to FC Barcelona for £98 million. And other deals are Gonzalo Guedes going from Valencia to Leipzig for $84 million. Griezmann to Man City for $80 million. Danny Carvajal for $75 million. Sandro Tonali to us for $74 million. And so on and so forth. You can look through some of these. Seeing if there's anything too terribly interesting. Jovic going from Madrid to Juventus, maybe following in Ronaldo's footsteps. Upamecano to us. We have Neuhaus going from Mönchengladbach over to Leipzig. Saint Maximin went from Newcastle over to Juventus. That's interesting. He's trading one set of black and white stripes for another set. Davinson Sanchez is now at a Spurs rival, the former Spurs, over at Chelsea now. And we have Boadu going to Madrid. Thomas Müller is over at Manchester United. That's going to be something we need to work on, or need to keep in mind for when we're playing them. Kasper Dolberg's over at Inter. Sergio Aguero, and City's selling all their strikers, it looks like. Sergio Aguero is going from City over to Bayern for nearly £48.5 million. Then we have some other players. Is there anything too terribly interesting? Ake's over at Lazio, and nothing too terribly interesting for me. Bayern, we're selling or buying quite a few players. And that is actually going to be the end of the transfer deadline as we go ahead and finish this out. And that's going to be the end of this episode after we look at these emails that popped in. Let's check this out real quick. Youth Squad monthly report. We finally got that scouting report on Todd Cantwell. He may be a January transfer, would never know. Match rescheduled, transfer window closed, and Bale was then able to go to Monaco. So that should be us done with this episode. Thank you so much for watching and for bearing with me through this transfer window madness. If you liked the episode, make sure you're hitting that like button, leave a comment down below for what your favorite part of the episode was, and make sure you're sharing this so we can spread the frickly love all over the interwebs. Also, if you're wanting to watch me live, I do stream at least twice a week, sometimes 3 times over on Twitch. Links down below, but it's going to be twitch.tv/Mr. Freckles without the C because branding is wonderful. Again, hopefully you liked the episode, and I appreciate you watching. We'll see you in the next one where we will start our quest for the Europa League title and maybe do a little bit better in the Prem. We'll see you later. Mwah! Good night, everybody, and have a good day.